What is going on, everybody? My name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. here with the Black Boss Channel and Victory Formation. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because we upload every single day. Now, we have a special guest in the building today. We have Mr. Meldon Capurs. He is one of the most recent commits to Grambling State Tigers football. Meldon, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good.
Hey, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. So, Meldon, you are a part of that first recruiting class being brought in by head coach Hue Jackson. Just before we get into Grambling, how you chose and what made you, just talk to me about, you're from Montgomery, Alabama. Talk to me about the football scene down there in Montgomery in your high school and how you guys kind of had your season this year. How'd you guys finish and all that kind of stuff?
Um, our season this year, we won the state championship in
Okay.
our league. So that was pretty fun. Playing high school football with all my homeboys. That was pretty good. I played for my head coach, Coach Carr, and Coach Ray Rudolph. They were two good coaches. The whole staff. Pretty good. Everybody just came together, got the job done.
So what was that like, man? Like in the recruiting commitment picture, you're holding that state championship trophy. Tell me, what was it like to win a state championship at your high school? Had you guys ever won the state championship before? What was that feeling this year?
Previous teams in like the past years, I won state at the school, but it just felt good. It's a different experience when the state. In front of everybody. All the hard work we put in paid off, so it felt good.
Awesome, awesome, man. And so for the people that don't know, what position do you play, and how would you describe your game on the field?
I play D line, and I'll describe my game like I just do whatever I got to do to help the team. Like whatever I can do. If I'm not making the air play, maybe another D lineman or the linebackers come in and make the play. Just do my job, play my role.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. Once again, we're talking to Meldon Capurs. He's one of the most recent commits to Grambling, to Coach Hue Jackson and Grambling State Tigers. Now, Meldon, as far as recruiting goes, just how did the recruiting process kind of work for you? Who were some of the schools that were involved in your recruiting process? Just talk to me about that. I think you got you. There we go.
Could you repeat the question you had?
Oh, okay. My bad. I was asking you about the recruiting process. When did that kind of start? When were schools starting to recruit you? Who were some of those schools involved, and just kind of how that process went?
Um, my recruiting didn't really pick up till probably about the spring. First couple schools that reached out to me, the first school to offer me was the University of Cumberland. It's there in Kentucky.
I'm from Kentucky,
Then
so I know exactly what you're talking about, actually.
yeah, they they the head not the head, well the interim head coach, Coach Lambert. He was the first one reach out to me. Tell me he liked my game. He gave me my first scholarship offer. Then later on during the season, I had a couple more people hit me up. But I did over the summer. Over the summer, it really picked up because I went to camps,
Mm.
all type of camps, and then my first Division One offer came from Morgan State. They gave me my first offer, and then they head coach is Coach Wheatley. He hit me up. We was talking. He gave me my first offer. Then later on came Tennessee State. Tennessee State. I went on a couple visits there. They was a pretty good school. They was a good looking school. All that. Then I had committed to Tennessee State. I
Mm.
was, but then I was committed for probably like 2 3 months. But then Coach Jackson from Grambling hit me up, and I was like, "Ooh, Grambling, I like Grambling." So then I had, and did what's best for me. Talked to my parents, and then had to flip.
Hey, that's awesome, man. So. Talk to me. Let's talk about Coach Hue. He hasn't been at Grambling very long. So how was it? How did he kind of discover you? You guys have won the state championship. You thinking you going to Tennessee State? What was your first contact with Coach Hue Jackson or his staff?
Um, it wasn't even me that first contacted Coach Jackson. It was my coach, Coach Ray.
Okay.
because Coach Jackson, he was formerly a coach at Tennessee State.
Yeah, he was. That's true. I
So,
didn't put it together.
so my other homeboy Jeremiah, he went to Tennessee State. So we had that connection through him, all that. So he sent my film over to Coach Jackson, and Coach Jackson said he said he liked me, so then he hit me up. So then I was kind of nervous talking to Coach Jackson. That was my he former NFL coach. That was kind of nerve wracking, but it was good. He was a cool coach. Then another coach from Grambling hit me up. Like, they just showed a bunch of love, and I just felt like that's where I needed to be.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Once again, we're talking to Meldon Capurs out of Birmingham, out of Montgomery. It's Montgomery, right? Montgomery, Alabama.
Yes, sir,
out of Montgomery, Alabama, state champion. He's one of the most recent commits to Grambling. Now, when you committed on Christmas, you guys got like 5 commitments on Christmas. Was that planned? What was that like to see all those guys kind of deciding to go play for Coach Hue Jackson all on the same day?
I wouldn't say it was planned. It was just everybody just made the right choice.
That's pretty cool. So when did it finally click to you that, hey, it's time to go link up with Grambling? I mean, Tennessee State, Coach Eddie George, you guys are cool, but I think I'm gonna go over here and hang out at Grambling. What was the turning point, and when did it finally click to you that you need to go play for Grambling State?
I just always, Bayou Classic. That's what really sold me. It was a big game. I watched the game, and I was like, the atmosphere just looked good. Everything is just a great scenery, and I was like, I just see myself playing it.
Yeah, man, that's something I definitely need to get down to, the Bayou Classic. I know that is an amazing game between Grambling and Southern. Now, Meldon, you're headed to Grambling. You're going to be there this fall. Just what are, Hue Jackson, I mean, there's some rebuilding at Grambling needs to take place. There hasn't been where they want to be. They want to be SWAC champions. You guys want to be Celebration Bowl champions, et cetera, et cetera. So what are kind of like your expectations heading into Grambling this summer and then playing this season this fall?
I wouldn't say I have any expectations. I just expect everybody, come in ready to work. Everybody just come together, win games, and hopefully win a championship.
Yeah, man. What do you most, outside of football, what do you think you're most excited, like looking forward to going to an HBCU and getting a chance to experience that at Grambling?
Really the culture. Get closer to the culture. Learn. Everybody got a different background, so I try to get a different experience from everybody.
Yeah, man, I think that's like, I didn't get a chance to go to an HBCU myself, but man, I get to watch those on you guys on TV as far as like the game, the football, the sports, the bands, all that stuff, the culture, it just looks different. I want to ask you as well, now that you're committed, you're a part of that Grambling football class. Is there anybody that you'd like to see help, join the class? Is any of your teammates or maybe some guys from the rival school you're trying to get to come to Grambling? Are you doing any recruiting?
It's a couple of my teammates I'd love to see come. My homeboy, he another D lineman, Rondé Henderson. I'd love to see him come, change the culture at Grambling. A couple other people, my running back, they offered him Carl Liggin. I'd love to see him get on board, but it's a couple more people. I just,
Yeah, that's awesome.
Everybody join the wave.
Yeah, man. So, you speak about that wave, man. Like what's taking place with HBCUs is crazy right now. I feel like a lot of people have a growing interest. Hell, even my YouTube channel, people want to tap in with guys like yourself. And we had Tyson Bordeaux on the other day. They want to know what's going on with the HBCU programs. Just how does that make you feel knowing that people really want to tap in with the HBCUs, unlike, something we've never seen before?
It just feel like it should have been happening because HBCU, they play good football too. So I feel like it's some overdue recognition going on.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now we know, some high-profile guys like Travis Hunter's going to Jackson State, and Jackson State gets a lot of the attention. What do you got to say about Grambling? Are you excited to kind of line up against those guys who get all the cameras and all the spotlight over there at Jackson?
Yes, sir. Because we beat we beat Jackson State, all eyes on us. Like all eyes go from them to us. So it'll just be good, you know.
Yeah, no, you're right, man. You're right. So how does it make you feel knowing that you'll be a part of, Coach Hue Jackson, who has all this NFL experience, has been a part of some great programs. You'll be a part of his initial class. And so when we look back at Grambling winning SWAC championships or Celebration Bowls, we'll say, your foundation, your class was the foundation to kind of let that happen. How does that make you feel?
It'll make me feel good just knowing I could be a part of something great, and just knowing the bigger picture behind it. It could bring more great athletes to Grambling State University.
Absolutely, absolutely. Once again, we're talking to Meldon Capurs. He's one of the most recent commits to Grambling. Now, Meldon, how'd your family feel when you told them that you were headed to Grambling, that you were going to go play for Hue Jackson? Just kind of what was that reaction by your family knowing that you're going to go to probably the most prestigious school in the SWAC?
My family, they were pretty excited because I got family that stay in Shreveport, Louisiana, so they're pretty excited about that. So they know I'm far from home, but I ain't too far from family. So everybody was excited, ready to just see me play.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, once again, we're talking to Meldon Capurs. Now, Meldon, I'm gonna get you off on this, man. For all of those, guys who are maybe teetering, thinking about whether I should go to FAMU or Jackson State or Grambling, any potential commits, what is your last little saying that you want to tell them about coming to join you, Tyson, and all you other guys down there at Grambling? What's one thing you'd say to even your teammates that might be watching this? What do you got to say and why they should join you, Coach Hue Jackson, and the rest of the guys down there at Grambling?
Just why not be a G-man? Everybody, from me committing, and all the people that, in the comments that hit me up, all the alumni, they just showed mad love. So it was just a great feeling, and knowing that they still take pride in where they came from. So I just feel like that should be more than enough of a reason to go to Grambling.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Meldon, I appreciate it taking a few minutes out your day, man. Once again, we're talking to Meldon Capurs, defensive lineman headed to Grambling. He's class of 2022, and they're not done. They got more guys coming in from what I've been told. Once again, you're listening to Jeff Lightsy Jr. here on the Black Boss channel and Victory Formation. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please hit the thumbs up button on your way out, and we will see you guys next time.